What's confusing me is that, or not confusing me, what's has me worried is that we're coming into the summer blockbuster season, and yet there isn't like really anything that's big. Well, I guess Deadpool Wolverine is pretty big, but other than that, like, what are the other movies this summer that are going to be big? You know, whereas like last year we had, I think Oppenheimer, Barbie, and Mission Impossible all released within like 2 or 3 weeks of one another. And we also had, Across the Spiderverse, we had John Wick 4, we had Fast and the Furious, we had a Transformers movie. But this year, it's almost like crickets. Like, what is there? Okay, oh, well, here, we got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which will probably make a decent amount of money. Then we got Furiosa, which I'm excited for. And then Inside Out 2, Despicable Me 4, Deadpool, Wolverine, and that's kinda it. I mean, it pales in comparison to last year, right? There were so many movies last summer, it was hard to even fucking catch up. And then this summer, it's crickets. So, I don't know how it's gonna go. We'll see. I mean, obviously, Deadpool, Wolverine is gonna dominate in the summer, and I don't think it really has. I mean, I guess Inside Out and Despicable Me is its competition in terms of box office, but man, there's just not a whole lot to get excited about. And I mean, if I'm being honest, Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm not like, foaming out the mouth for it as I was for like Oppenheimer and Mission Impossible specifically. But it's because I'm a Mission Impossible super fan. But yeah, there's just not a whole lot coming out this summer compared to last year. I guess you got Furiosa, which I'm excited about, but is the general audience excited about Furiosa? I don't know. That's a pretty niche film. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will probably do well, but again, it's like none of these. I don't know. This summer just seems so quiet compared to last year. Last year was like massive. Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine, I hope is good. I'm not like foaming at the mouth for it, but it'll obviously win, the box office this summer. Unless Inside Out and Despicable Me, you know, the family show up. But I imagine that Deadpool Wolverine will win the summer. The only thing that has against it is rated R. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just wish there was more to get excited about as opposed to just Furiosa and Deadpool Wolverine. I think Longlegs looks interesting. I'm trying to think what else comes out this summer. That the daughter of M Night Shyamalan, I forget her name, but she has a new movie, The Watchers. That could be interesting. Shyamalan has a movie this summer with Josh Hartnett. That looks interesting, but again, these aren't like. Are they going to make any money? I don't know. I'm curious to watch them, but like, I can't stress how quiet this summer feels, but so far so good, I guess. I mean, Doom Part 2 is definitely the standout. Civil War was pretty damn good. Challengers was good. Late Night with the Devil was good. But there's also been a lot of stinkers. Got Rebel Moon Part 2, which was a fucking train wreck. Argyle was whatever. Lisa Frankenstein was fine. Trying to think what else. Although I think horror, surprisingly, we've had a pretty good goddamn year. I mean, we're only in May, and we've had like what Immaculate, Late Night with the Devil, The First Omen, and I'm missing one. Stop motion. Granted, none of these movies made any money, but they're all pretty damn solid. I mean, I can't think of another year where in May we've had 4 solid horror films, and we still got more in the pipeline. We got Longlegs in July. Maxine in July, both of the Shyamalan movies. So I don't know, and this doesn't even count for the horror films that came out during Sundance, because typically those movies, like Talk to Me, something like Talk to Me. I don't know if A24 has a horror film up their sleeve, but yeah, I don't know. And then going into fall, I guess we got some stuff, and we got Joker. Is Gladiator 2 coming out this year? I think it is. So we got Gladiator 2. God, what else? The fall seems, I mean, I guess in May, fall is always pretty quiet. The fall movies don't really start ramping up until like September, October. But yeah, this whole year just seems pretty quiet. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I hope all these horror movies. The problem with I'm saying that. I mean, if you're a fan of horror, you're eating good this year. But the 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 bad part is that none of these horror movies that I've mentioned have made any money. Late Night with the Devil didn't do too well. Stop motion probably did even less. Immaculate and First Omen were bombs. So it'd be nice to have like maybe Maxine can break the mold and make a shit ton of money. Oh, that's A24. There we go. I guess that answers my question from earlier, is whether or not A24 has a horror movie up its sleeve. It's Maxine. But maybe Maxine can stand out. Maybe Long Legs. Although Long Legs looks pretty fucking weird, so we'll see. But it does have Johnny Cage. It does have Nicolas Cage in it, so maybe that'll boost it. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, we so many good horror films so far, but none of them made any money. Nothing like what's been popular, like Smile. Nothing like Talk to Me. Oh, I just thought of another horror movie. God, it just left. It just popped in my head and then left. Oh, The Strangers prequel. But I doubt that'll make a whole lot of money either. But again, a lot of horror movies this year, which is great. Who doesn't love a good old fashioned horror film? But yeah, in terms of like big budget stuff, I'm not seeing a whole lot to get excited about this summer, other than Furiosa, and although I am pretty excited about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, those prequel trilogy is like criminally underrated. Those movies are so good, and like nobody talks about them. And it's a damn dirty shame, but we'll see if it's good. I don't envy the director of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, because he is, if you don't know, he is the guy that's going to direct the Zelda movie. So, and that movie is in pre-production. I don't even know if the script's even done yet, but man, he's gotta be a nervous wreck with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, because if that movie sucks and is terrible, does he still have a job with Zelda? And B, well, is there a B? I don't know. That's gotta have so much pressure where that you're gonna be the director of the Zelda movie and you have a new movie being released and you hope it's good and you hope it does a shit ton of money. Because if it doesn't, I don't know. I mean, look at what was his name? Colin Trevorrow for Star Wars. I mean, they got rid of him real damn quick. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes does, and A, just to see if it resonates with audiences, but B, for that director to be like, hey, look, see, I can direct a Zelda movie. Look how good my Apes movie is. But I'm looking forward to that one. I was a fan, like I said, I was a fan of the Caesar trilogy. I think it's the most underrated trilogy maybe ever. Those movies are so good. And yeah, it's just a shame that no one talks about them. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, number one for me is Furiosa. I mean, that's my most anticipated. That I hope that movie is just as good, if not better, than Fury Road. And I'll be curious to see how it does in the box office. I mean, Fury Road, I think it only made like 150 million dollars, which didn't break the bank. So we'll see if Furiosa does either the same box office or better. I hope it does better and we get more of these things, but that's the confusing part, is because like I and maybe you are excited about Furiosa. The Twitterverse of Mad Max is nothing but praise and excitement. But is the general audience excited for something like Furiosa? I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty niche film, a series of films. So I don't know how many people are going to show up for it, but hopefully a lot. Hopefully a lot. And I hope it's good. I mean, it has some pretty big shoes to. I mean, Furio is probably one of the best action movies of all time. So it's going to be hard to follow up on that. So hopefully George Miller has some more tricks in his hat. But that movie looks great. I'm actually I want Furiosa and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes to just release already, because I'm just sick of seeing the goddamn trailers for every movie I go see. I've probably seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trailer about, I don't know, 10 to 15 times. Same with Furiosa. Both trailers of Furiosa. So I'm like, just because I'm done watching those trailers for every movie I see, I'm ready for those movies to be released.